This video is prepared in English version as per quite a few requests that we have received. We do hope that you enjoy it and find it useful. Hi, this is TG from Abyssinia Kitchen. Today I'll be showing you how to prepare Ethiopian traditional butter with the spices, which we call kibe. I'll be using unsalted butter. As you see on the screen, it's 250 grams of unsalted butter here. I'll be using about 14 of them, which makes it altogether 3.5 kilos. All the spices I'll be putting today will be to accommodate this size. You can also use this organic butter, which as long as it's unsalted, you can use any type of butter. I find this other one more affordable and I'm using it this time. But feel free to use any. And also with the size, as I said, I'm doing 3.5 kilograms today, but you can do 1, 2, or any other sizes. I'll be showing you the spices I'm putting today will be accommodating 3.5 kilograms of kibe, but you can adjust it according to your size. Now let's look at the spices that we'll be using to prepare our traditional butter. We've got 5 spices here: cardamom, white pepper, black cumin, basil, and verbenase dried leaves. Now we will warm up all the spices here on my pan. It's only a little fire that we put on because it only needs to be warmed up. So except the leaves, the basil leaf and the verbenase, we do warm up the other spices before we grind them. I find it easy to just shake them like this, but feel free to continue using your wooden spoon if you like. And as I mentioned, they only need a little fire, so it's only to warm up. You don't have to put it here for long. The next step is to grind all the spices. So I'm putting them here one by one. It's a bit noisy, the grinder, so I'm just gonna do this quickly. Now the next step is to melt our butter. I do put a little fire here again, and I'll start to put all the spices. I'm starting from my verbenase. It's best if you put more verbenase, so I'm gonna be a bit generous with that. Here I have used all what I had in my bowl. The other really main ingredient is cardamom, and I'll be more generous with that too. I'll be using all this, but I'll be keeping some for later. Next, I'll be putting some black cumin. 2 tablespoons of black cumin is enough for this size of kibe, which is 3.5 kilograms of kibe. And then I'll be putting 2 tablespoons of white pepper, which again is for 3.5 kilos of butter that we're preparing here. So once the butter cubes have melted like you see it here, it's easy to mix all the spices. And also I'll be putting the remaining cardamom that I've put aside earlier. So just put it just on top like that, and we'll put it all like this for the next 3 days. So depending on the area you live at, now at the area I live at, the temperature is slightly cold because we are in winter season. So I keep it for 3 days. But if you are in a warmer area, you can either leave it for 1 or 2 days. And that's because the butter that we use here abroad is factory processed, and the spices that we put will not easily penetrate into the butter, and they will not give us the required result or the taste that we wanted to get. So we would have to keep it for certain days to make sure that it's all mixed and it has the same taste that we want to have, like we do it back home. That's because the butter cubes that we use here abroad are factory processed and they don't easily take the flavor of the spices that we've put in. Whereas back home, we use a homemade butter and we don't need to immerse the spices for days like we do it here. Hello again. Now it's been 3 days. Let's do the second and final stage of our kibe preparation. So let's check it out together. Smells amazing. Oh my God, so delicious. See how it looks? The color is a bit yellowish too. Now we'll melt it again with very low fire. It's very important that we continue to use very low fire. Also, out of the 5 spices that we are going to use to prepare our kibe, so far we only used 4. Here is our 5th spice, which is dried basil. We don't need much, so I only used 1 handful as you saw. We continue to stir and the fire should remain low. As you see it down here, it's very important that we have a low fire all the way throughout this process, just because if the spices stick, it will actually change the flavor and it won't be as good as it would otherwise. As you can see, it's now melting. Kibe is one of the most important ingredients in making quite a few different Ethiopian dishes. Once you've made it the way that I showed you in this video, you could keep it in your fridge and continue to use. As explained earlier, we continue to stir and also we make sure that the fire is still low till it gets to the complete stage, which should be soon. As you can see, our kibe is now boiling. We'll let it continue like that until it actually completely clears all these bubbles that you see. It's almost gone. So we just wait for it all to disappear. We may as well now turn the fire completely off, as you can see, but it's still boiling from its own temperature. We've now finished and we did let our kibe settle a bit before we actually put it into our jar. As you can see, it's nice and clear at the moment. To make sure the kibe that we're pouring into our jar is free from any traces of the spices that we've used, I'm just going to use this clean cloth on top of my strainer, as you can see. So now that will make sure that not a single tiny piece of spices will go through this. So it will be a very nice and clean kibe that we get into our jar. Oh my God, this smells so delicious. I'm sure if you prepare it the way I did in this video, using exact same spices and the way that I did it as well, you'll definitely get same results as me. This actually reminds me back home. Oh my God, so nice and tasty. Once it's been put into your jar, as explained earlier, it can be kept in your fridge and just get used as needed. Oh my god, I actually can't highlight this enough. It smells really, really yummy. Oh my god, yeah. You gotta try and taste this. I really thank you for being with me watching this video while I was preparing Ethiopian gebe. I look forward to seeing you in another video sometime soon. Have a good one. Bye.